Boys, we're bringing back a classic. I wake up this morning and I'm feeling like a generational hater. With that being said, we've done this one in the past, about a year ago, it feels like. Back when we had, O'Malley, back when we had Bilal as a champion. I believe even, we had John Jones as a champion too, because I put on the title, the thing I hate about him is that he's gay. But we're running through every single current champion in the division right now. I'm giving you guys one thing that I hate about them. That being said, write your guys in the comments below. I ain't gonna do the women's division this time. I just can't be asked to do that because I don't think the title picture has changed other than like Brock Lesnar is there now, but I don't care to go through that division. With that being said, let's get into heavyweight. Let's start with heavyweight first. I don't know if we started with heavyweight or flyweight last time, but we're starting with heavyweight this time. Tom Aspinall, Tommy Boy, is the champion. And there is one thing I can never forgive this guy. He's had plenty of opportunities to do this. He had face-to-face moments with this dude where he could have done this. He's made countless videos and he never once addressed the situation. I am pissed off. Tom Aspinall never called John Jones a gay drug cheat retard. I hate the fact that we go through this timeline. We are literally in such a garbage timeline where Tom Aspinall had so many prime opportunities to call John Jones a gay drug cheat retard. And, he could have sprinkled in, a wife abusing guy as well, but he never did. We had prime opportunities where John Jones, he had so many interviews. He's been on TV interviews, he had the Nina drama stuff. He even makes videos on his own personal channels. Never once addressed these I'm not even going to call them rumors because they're just facts. But yeah, I can never forgive Tom Aspinall for never bringing it to the mainstream that John Jones is a gay drug cheat retard. I hate it. That's the one thing I hate about Tom Aspinall. Other than that, phenomenal guy. But, keep moving down though. Is this the newest champion? I believe. No, we have Chimaev here, but the second newest champion? Well, that's not even true. There's a bunch of fucking new champions this year, but one of the newer champions this year, Magomed Ankalaev. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. There's not that many redeeming qualities for Ankalaev. I know there's a running joke, recently of Big Ank, Big Ank this, Big Ank that, how everyone loves Big Ank. There ain't no real good positive things you can put about Big Ank. But the thing I hate the most about Magomed Ankalaev, outside of, the fighting skill itself, he is the worst and least entertaining champion we have. Again, outside the actual fighting, I'm talking about just personality-wise, build-up wise, this dude has none of it. Does it help that he doesn't speak a fucking word of English? Probably. He's just a boring personality. There's a few people on this list. We have a few boring champion personalities. Ankalaev is definitely pound for pound number one in that aspect. With that being said, I don't have much more to add for that one. I'm not dragging this shit along. Let's go down to Chimaev. Recently, I've seen people say Chimaev is the least entertaining champion. They hate the fact that he's champion. He's going to be out here boring us for the next 4 title defenses that he's going to have. I still think this dude's going to be a fun, entertaining champion. The thing that I'm pissed about is he's probably going to be an inactive champion. Just because this dude won the belt, is he magically going to start actually fighting now? No. We missed the golden opportunity where this dude was the golden era, where this dude was borderline trying to fight twice a week. We missed that golden opportunity. You can say, his immune system, you hate that about him, but yeah, it all just boils down to inactive. I guarantee 5 years down the line, this dude's going to have a 5-year hold on the middleweight division. He's going to have, 4 title defenses, and one of them's going to be a rematch. That's probably how this dude's career is going to go, let's be honest. But yeah, we have 5 years of an inactive Chimaev at middleweight. With that being said, let's keep moving down though. Again, a new champion. I believe so far, it's almost like, okay, I'm pretty sure last time the only champions that we had on this list was Topuria at featherweight. Merab wasn't even champion. It was only Topuria and Pantoja. The rest are new champions. But with that being said, JDM for welterweight. Other than, I don't think that's his son. That's the only good line this dude's ever had. Other than that, this dude's boring. Again, pound for pound, most least entertaining, on the mic type of champions that we have here. Other than that one line about Ian Gary's son, tell me another entertaining, one-liner this dude's had. Tell me another time he was entertaining at a press conference or entertaining at any media days. You can't name them. You can only name that one. And that is the one thing I hate about JDM. He's just not going to be that dude to entertain you with a mic in his hand. He's going to entertain you inside the ring. He's going to have some of the best boxing in the UFC. But other than that, he ain't entertaining you with no mic in his hand. Even his, his post-fight interviews with Joe Rogan or DC, whoever's there in him with the octagon. Again, you could probably just skip those ones, sir. You don't need to watch a JDM post-fight interview. But that being said, Ilia Topuria, I believe I had this as last time for the thing I hate about him because he's still here. This dude is actually just a super villain at this point. You go through just go through his title fights alone. Don't really have to go through his entire career, but you run through his title fights. It started with Volkanovski knocking my dude out in the second round cold. Then it goes into Max Holloway. Knocked him out cold as well. And then we've all seen this. It's crazy how fucking good AI has gotten. Because then we go into fucking Charles Oliveira round 1 slumped out. My boy is staring up at the ceiling, looking into that light. Terrible. Yeah, Topuria is just an actual supervillain. And at the same time, he's fucking killed all my favorite fighters now. I don't care who's next. You give him an Armin next. I don't care. You give him a Paddy. I don't really care that much. You keep looking down the rankings. Justin Gaethje. I don't care. I think all three of those dudes get flatlined. You give him Makhachev. There's a chance Makhachev gets put out there too, but yeah, he's already killed my favorite fighters. I don't care who's next. I'm already dead on the inside, so I probably won't feel anything. So it is what it is. The biggest supervillain in the UFC currently is Ilia Topuria. Let's go down. The GOAT himself. I'm just looking at this. I just got the biggest smile right now because we're going down to the GOAT himself, Alexander Volkanovski. And this was the hardest part of the video. I'm not gonna lie. Every other dude here, I'm listening out. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, Topuria, I fucking hate him because he's a supervillain. Magomed, boring as hell. Chimaev, and it's easy. I'm listing this shit off like it's nothing. And then I'm out here stumped. I'm like, fuck, what do I do? It's like you're taking a test and, you're getting all the answers right. But that one question worth half your grade. And you're just stumped. You don't know what the fuck's going on. You never learned this shit. That's what I have here with Volkanovski. I don't know what to put for this dude. I'm just going to say he's old. I hate the fact that Volkanovski's old. And there's a high possibility he loses his next fight. And it will have to do absolutely nothing other than he is going out of his prime. And he's just getting older and older out here. Did he look like he was out of his prime against Diego Lopez? No, you could tell there was maybe some speed loss, but chin still held up. He's still looking great, but it doesn't take long for you just to fall off out of nowhere, At one point, you can be the greatest fighter, Alexander the Great. Next thing you know, you're on a 6-fight losing streak. And, I don't want to see that for the boy Volkanovski. He got his belt back. I'm hoping he can defend it against, maybe a Lerone Murphy, give him an Aljamain Sterling after that. I'm good, retire after that. I don't need to see Volkanovski versus Gene Silva. I don't need to see that. I don't need to see my GOAT flatlined out here yet again. He's already the GOAT. Him taking on Gene Silva and possibly losing. I don't need to see that, but let's keep moving. Let's keep moving down to Merab Dvalishvili. The one thing I hate about Merab is I'm not going to let you guys forget that just because he did finish Sean O'Malley doesn't mean this dude's a finisher. He is a decision merchant. He might be the biggest decision merchant out of all of these champions. I'm not gonna lie. Magomed's close up there too, but I think Merab hasn't beaten by quite a bit. You go through this dude's career, other than, again, just recently with O'Malley, his last finish, I think, was back in 2017. I'm quickly gonna look it up now, but he's a decision fighter. You know, he's the machine. He has all that cardio to get that decision. He's not a finisher. In the UFC, he only has, you know, that submission over O'Malley. He has that round 2 ground and pound over Marlon Moraes. And other than that, I'm looking here, that's about it. You know, all of the other ones are nothing but decisions, and it is what it is. You know, he's the biggest decision merchant in the sport, but I'm not going to be hating on this dude too much. My favorite little gremlin, you know, he's also a little bit of a retard. My favorite video of all time is you know, younger Merab diving head first into that frozen lake. I love that video so much. But yeah, he's starting to slowly become one of my favorite champions that we have here, where before I just couldn't stand this dude, but he's slowly building his way up to pound for pound one of my favorite fighters. Let's keep moving down to the last fighter on this list, and borderline does this dude have the most title defenses so far out of everyone currently, not including Volkanovski, because he low-key just won that belt back. But Pantoja was also a little bit hard to find something to hate about, because as of recently, this dude's been doing great. You know, before I said he was a decision machine. He must have heard that shit, because his last 2 title defenses, he submitted both of them. But with that being said, the thing I fucking hate about Pantoja right now is this dude would rather go through a trilogy with every single one of the top 10 guys in the flyweight division right now. He would rather do that than go up in weight and fight Merab. If he gets past Van, he wants to have a rematch with Van, then a trilogy, then he wants to move his way down and keep having trilogies with every single one of those top 10 guys, rather than moving up and fighting Merab in a super fight. With that being said, let me know in the comments below, what do you guys have for each one of these champions? If you want to go and run through the female division, I ain't gonna be doing that, because low-key, like I said in the beginning, I couldn't care less. With that being said, thank you guys for watching to the end of the video, and I will see you guys in my next video.